What's up YouTube, it's NG, the NeoNex, and I'm back. Today I'm into more tips and tricks for the Surface Duo. In honor of the new season of The Mandalorian and the fact that we were, or to some still are, in that Halloween spirit, this edition of Surface Duo tips and tricks will be Star Wars based. I am a fan, and it just so happens I found a few of them that relate pretty well to that galaxy far, far away. So without further ado, here's Surface Duo tips and tricks, the fifth one. So this time around, I have a few tips there that will just have you enjoy the Duo just a little bit more. The first thing that I would like to show you is this. These Star Wars wallpapers. Like I said, this particular edition of tips and tricks is Star Wars themed. So I did go ahead and look for some wide screen wallpapers that really fit the Duo very well. They're actually done in widescreen format, so you don't have to cut and all of that if you were to download these. And I found one that was very I found one that was very interesting. This one right here, the Jedi and the Sith. It just so happens that the wallpaper divides itself evenly on both screens. Things like that really just show off the dual screen nature of the Duo itself, and really adds to the air of awe of the device. But not only does it divide evenly, it does come with three little perks to how you view the wallpaper. If you phone your phone this way, you have the Jedi on one side, and you have this nice blue aura with the lightsabers. Quite nice. You, sir, are a Jedi, or you are now on the side of the Force. And if you flip the device over, you have now joined the dark side. Now, I've done this little trick while out and about, and it always gets a nice little laugh from those who are around. The light or the dark, the Sith or the Jedi. You choose your side. The other little trick that this wallpaper does have to it, which I found very amusing, is when you turn to tablet mode. You get the main antagonist and protagonist of the Star Wars universe, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, framed wonderfully in this piece here, and it looks really nice. So it's pretty much a three for one background with this particular Star Wars theme that I used. You have the Jedi, the dark side, and Master Yoda himself on the lock screen. So there's many images online that you can use to spruce up the look of your Duo, and if they fit well, it will create a very immersive visual experience for those who see you with your device, and for yourself. Did you hear that lightsaber sound when I opened the Duo? Let's close it up. Lightsaber off. Lightsaber on. This here is possible due to an app that I installed called Screen Lock Pro. Now, what Screen Lock Pro does is give you the ability to set various options to your lock screen and how it acts and reacts. Let me find it real quick. I got a lot of stuff here, a lot of stuff that I play around with. Here it is. Right now, I don't have a lot of this stuff going, but because I was simply trying to find a way to emulate the lightsaber sound that you got on the Note 10 Star Wars edition when you pulled out the S Pen. So I'm like, well, how can I get something akin to that on my Surface Duo? And I did recall seeing people and reading about apps that could change the sound of your lock screen. So I found this app here, and it works very well. You do need to give it certain permissions to allow it to fiddle with the system so that you can get some of these things. But like I said, I didn't do all of them, but I will go through some of the interesting ones. So what I did here was, for my sounds, if you can see here, lock sound file, how loud it is, and when. I went and I found the Star Wars sounds lightsaber on, lightsaber off. There were a few of them, and all you do is you go and you select it, and you put the sound that you want into the area. It has its own, but you can also download some from the web. So I have sounds for screen off and screen on. Now you can adjust how loud it is. Let me just put this back up to 75 so that you can see it. And there it plays the sound, how loud it will be. And here I have sound upon screen on. So when I open the Duo and the screen turns on, you will hear the lightsaber on sound. When I close the Duo and the screen finally turns off, you will hear the lightsaber off sound. Now, you can. I haven't done the device for feedback. I personally didn't do it, but there's little things like that you can do. Well, you're able to adjust the vibrations on a screen off when locked, if you just want that alert to let you know. I don't really use it, and I'm not sure about animation end. I haven't used, like I said, the vibration option, but just so maybe you can see for yourself, I have it on a screen off, and there is a slight vibration to let you know. So not only do I have the lightsaber going, also a nice little vibration to let me know that my screen is finally off in case I don't hear it, or just for the more physical effect of a lightsaber turning off. I assume there would be some vibration there, so that's kind of cool. You can adjust the animation speed. This was actually quite good. You do have an air swipe to turn your screens off. Now you're able to even change the animation of the air swipe. Now this is to where you should take note of this. The lock with the air swipe does work, but the wake up doesn't. And they say that is because of it may not work if the sensor in device is a sleeping sensor and doesn't respawn while the device is idle for a long time. When on one screen, it's pretty fun, almost like you're using the Force. But of course, to wake the device back up, you gotta press the button and such, because that particular wave to wake up the device doesn't work on the Duo. At least I haven't been able to get it to work. But still a nice little trick for you to have, you know, just to have extra functionality. Maybe you have the device in a car mount, or it's just not by you at that time. You can't reach over to get it. You just wave your hand in front of it, and it will turn off your screen. There's more there. Actually, I don't use them all. I don't have the flip cover, the desk option, put on desk to lock. I've truly never tried that. But for some, that might be something that they want. For example, when you're doing, let's say when you're doing the PC link, maybe something like that. The phone links to the PC. You don't actually need to use it. You put it down, you know that your phone will lock automatically. So if you happen to get this app, I did pay for it. There's a free version, but I like to give these developers some of what little funds I have to help push what they have, because they really make Android devices and things like this really interesting. They take their time and energy to create these very unique applications. So I like to reward them as such, however I can. And in this case, I bought the app and I've used it every day. So this is called Lock Screen Pro. A lot of different applications within it. I'm sure that if you do try it out, you will find something that works for you. And again, it does make the Duo a little more interesting to use. Now, if you've been following my channel here since I got this device, you might remember when I said I would really like a alarm clock that utilizes the tent posture that the device has. Well, I finally found one that pretty much suits my alarm clock needs. This one is simply called Huge Digital Clock. Now, as it stands right here, not the best alarm clock unless you have the device standing up, but this is where it really shines. Have your device on your night table like I do, have it plugged in to whichever side, and you have a huge alarm clock for you to use at night. You're in the options here. In the options, you can set the color, set the background, of course set the alarm itself. There's a few options here that you can play with. Nothing too in depth, but you can adjust how it looks, how it responds, what it shows, what it does not show. You can show the time of day, the seconds, various little things. A lot of functionality in this clock. Now, I don't have a lot of these things turned on because I really only used it for bed. There is a pro version for all these different things that you can do to the clock. One of them here that someone like is prevent burn-in. I can say I've used this clock every night and I haven't experienced any burn-in yet. Maybe it's because the color I use, I don't know, but I haven't had that yet. But the clock does work. And personally, this purple color works for me great. You all know I love the color purple, and this works because also my favorite Star Wars character, at least one of them, Mace Windu, purple. So the alarm clock kind of fits into the whole Star Wars aesthetic, or the whole Star Wars theme I'm going for in this particular edition of Tips and Tricks. So again, this particular app that I found is called Huge Digital Clock. A lot of options, works as it should, no issues. If you go for the pro version of it, you have that many more options for you to choose from to adjust the clock to your needs. Now, you all know in my pursuit of making the Duo uniquely mine. I kind of go out of my way to find unique accessories for it to help add to its futuristic design and overall aesthetic. Today I come to you with yet another keyboard, and this keyboard I personally think is probably the one keyboard to rule them all when put in use with the Surface Duo. I give you the tap strap. This is a keyboard that you effectively wear on your hands. Now, aside from looking like some funky infinity gauntlet, looking like it gives you the power to rule the galaxy, it is actually a pretty intuitive device to use. First of all, this is the case. It's a micro USB to charge. You simply put it in, you have the connectors there, close it up, press the button, and you're good to go. This isn't really the device to go hours and hours on end, at least not at first, because it is a steep learning curve to properly use this thing. I've had for maybe 2 weeks now, 2.5, and I'm just starting to get the hang of it. Now, it works actually quite easy. Tap themselves have a lot of apps that can be used with the keyboard. Oh, let me get rid of my clock. The one that I use to teach myself, Tap Genius. Now, what Tap Genius does is teach you the various finger positions that you will need to learn to activate the different letters for the tap strap. But let me just turn this on. It's very easy to turn on the device. You press the button, it'll vibrate to let you know it's there. And now my phone just activated and the tap strap should be ready to go. Now, just for the sake of this quick overview of the device, I'll go over the vowels again. Like I said, it is a deep learning curve to actually learn to use this thing efficiently. So they do make it into a fun little game for you to learn exactly how to use this thing. A, E, I, O, U. The only problem that I have with the device, and I'm not sure if it's the size that I bought or the device itself, is there are times where it will register other fingers going down when they haven't gone down at all. The device did get an update, and it was, oh, my bad. It was after the update that I started to notice these things. I see there's all of the exclamations and periods. Everything is there that you need to actually write. And I have written some full paragraphs and stuff with this, just practicing exactly how to use it. And when it works well. I actually got into contact with Tap about the issues that my particular tap was having when it's not registering all of the inputs, and they told me to send a picture of how it's being worn, and they'll get back to me. So I am waiting to hear back from them on that. But just to show you that the device can be used in regular situations, let's just try it out in a quick note. Now, let's see. 3 fingers down to erase, 2 fingers are T. Let's see. I don't remember F. Oh, remembered it. So a few little mishaps along the way. The rings began to read certain fingers as down when they weren't actually down. I'm hoping that there's a way to recalibrate it. But as it stands, when this works, it works really well. It's just a really deep learning curve. It's pretty much reteaching yourself to type, because it's not like any other keyboard out there. Not that you can type on the wall, on your leg, while you drive. I wouldn't recommend it, but you really could just be anywhere with this thing on, typing out, in my case, the short stories that I like to write, or the scripts for these things. Well, I don't really do scripts, I do ideas, and I have written certain things with this. Yes, again, it's starting to do a few little mishaps with the inputs, but I do hope they can get back to me with a fix for that. But aside from that, this is a really unique device. I've seen many use it with artwork, at least on YouTube and all that. A lot of people use it as their art options, because you are able to set different finger postures to different elements of different apps. Well, it also doubles as a mouse when you hold your hand like so. This right here is a little touchpad, and it does activate a mouse arrow or pointers, so you can scroll through your documents. A lot of thought was put into it, and I can see, at least once it's properly mastered, being an invaluable tool to someone who always has to write things down, take notes, whatever the case might be, and you don't always particularly want to have to use both of your hands to do it, whether want to hold the device, want to hold the writing utensil or the writing instrument. And in this case here, you could have nowhere to write, nowhere to press down on, and just be on your leg and type away, and for the most part it works fine. Well, with that said, this is NG, the Neon X, and tips and tricks on how to make my Surface Duo that much more fun and efficient to use. This is what I'm into.